Hi folks, this is Mr. MegaManFan. I bought another Nintendo Wii from Goodwill for $24.99, but this one has the model number RBL001JPN, so I may have gotten a Japanese Wii. We're going to plug it in and find out. So as you can see here from the model number on the back, it says RBL001 Japan, and every other Wii I've bought, whether at Goodwill or originally when they first came out, has said RBL001 USA on the back. Let me show you a white model Nintendo Wii. In fact, this is the one I previously got from Goodwill for $25, and I'll show you the difference. Let's see if I can turn it around to face the right way here. Yes, as you see, it says RBL001 USA, so I think somehow somebody must have traded in a Japanese Wii, and I'm gonna find out. So now let me tell all of you, this is the first of many mistakes I made in the process. The first mistake I made was not realizing that all of the models that came with Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort back then all say -JPN at the end. They didn't change the model number when they released it in North America. They just copied the version that was already released in Japan and bundled it with some extras that weren't in the Japanese edition. So, not a Japanese Wii. The second mistake I made was not realizing that there was a disc jammed inside of this when I set it up. And to get that disc out, the eject button was not going to be helpful. It was truly, thoroughly stuck in there. I had to actually take all of the screws out and get the tray completely removed, the metal shielding over the top of the disk drive, and once I did that, I was finally able to pull the disc out. But I bent the metal shielding in the process, and I have a couple screws left over that I can't figure out where they belong, and if that's not bad enough, I destroyed one of the rubber feet because there's a screw that you can't get to without removing the foot. So this turned out to be quite the ordeal all in all. And the game that was jammed in there, Wipeout. Not really worth it. In trying to avoid having to completely disassemble this thing, I thought I would soft mod it and see if I could run some stuff without needing the disk drive. And in doing so, I also chose a method on the Wii Hacks guide that doesn't require an SD card either. You change the DNS address, you go to the end user license agreement, you see this screen, and you do nothing for a couple of minutes. Then it connects to the internet and downloads the update that you need to soft mod your Wii. It should look something like this, but unfortunately, I had multiple attempts where I got to this point and it said error if config -24, which means it wasn't able to connect to the internet to download the update to do the soft mod. So this took me no less than 3 tries in total. Nothing was really going well with this Goodwill Wii. When you do finally get past this point, you'll get a screen where it appears to have garbage, like the display got fried or something, but that's actually what it's supposed to do. And then you get this warning screen, which tells you that soft modding your Wii is for personal use only. And if you bought a Wii and you see this screen when you boot it up, then you've been scammed. You should not have been sold this, and you should demand your money back immediately. Which is a good warning, because soft modding your Wii is for personal use. These shouldn't be sold. You shouldn't buy one. You should do it yourself with a Wii. Buy it yourself, mod it yourself. Do not buy a pre-modded Wii. And once you get to that point, by pressing 1 on the warning screen, you'll get the option to install the Homebrew channel, which is your launching pad for everything you're going to do with a soft modded Wii. By the way, one of my friends asked the other day in the comments section of a video what the difference is between soft modding and modding. And soft modding simply means you're modifying the software without making any physical changes to the hardware, like inserting a chip into it that allows you to bypass security lockouts or region locking. It means that you're doing the modification without having to open up the console, which I find hugely ironic in this case because I did have to open up the console to get the jammed copy of Wipeout out of the darn thing. So I could have just put a chip in here, but soft modding is really the way to go with Wii's. You haven't needed to physically mod a Wii for a very long time, ever since Team Tweezers discovered the exploit that they needed and released this modifier. Then once they did that, there was no longer a need to put anything inside of a Wii other than the games that you want to play. So you're going to install the homebrew channel, and then once you've got that, you want to make a backup of your Wii's NAND, which is the system memory. In case anything goes wrong while you're using your soft-modded Wii, you can restore the NAND backup and get your Wii back to its original state of operation. Basically, it gives you the ability to unmod your soft-modded Wii, which is also a good practice if you're ever going to sell this to anybody else. You want to remove all the mods and give them a stock Nintendo Wii and not one that comes modded, because, as already noted, you should never ever do that. At this point, make sure you have an SD card formatted to FAT32. At least 64 gigs is what I would recommend. You could probably get by with 32 or 16, but 64 will let you put some applications on there. Then put the SD card in, select Boot Me from the Homebrew channel menu, and plug in a GameCube controller, and you can use Boot Me to make your backup. When you're done with your backups, the process is seamless. You're not going to be able to tell the difference from the menu between a stock Wii and a soft-modded Wii. It's going to look exactly the same. There are no telltale signs in the system menu either. The only way you would know is if you installed Preloader, P-R-I-I loader, which if you hold down the reset button while pressing the power button to turn on the Wii, then you get a special preloader menu, which does two things. One, it protects you in the event that something in your soft mod crashes the system, and two, it also enables you to change the region of your Wii so that you can play non-North American games, and it even allows you to skip having to press the A button when you start your Wii and turn on the remote for the first time. It'll just automatically press A for you. So it's quite handy to have all these different options available, and there are many more that are too in-depth for me to discuss in this particular video. But I just want you all to know that Preloader is your friend, Boot Me is a godsend, and soft modding your Wii is a lot of fun, even if working with this particular Wii from Goodwill was not much fun. It may have been only $25, but I feel like I put way more than that into labor to get it working.